Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Nass. I started a company a few years ago called Veramine. We make endpoint visibility software, and today I want to tell you how you can use this kind of software to generate your own SBOM for any software you use. Not just the developer, but end users. Even you, Alan Friedman, can generate your own SBOM. First, a little bit about the company, though. We started out of Microsoft. I managed the Microsoft Security Response Center engineering team for about 10 years. I'm not going to tell you which 10 years in case you have a beef with the MSRC, but we really wanted to build endpoint visibility software that gives customers access to the kind of data that AV products and EDR products collect, but to give it directly to customers so they can do whatever they want with it. And we have an EDR product, which is our main product, and that has a number of features that compete favorably with other EDR products. But really the vision for our company is to be the best source of enriched endpoint data. All the visibility you want from all your endpoints. And out of that vision then comes a number of opportunities. One being SBOM, because if you look at SBOM, like we already have a bunch of stuff that you need to generate an SBOM. We get a copy from every endpoint where we're on. We get a copy of every binary that's executed or written. We watch every process that runs so we know what it does. We do static analysis of all those binaries that are uploaded to our server. And we have this plugin infrastructure that we can extend our product to do interesting and new things pretty easily. So we pitched SVIP. We're like, hey, if you look at the data we already have, like, and you kind of jam it together differently, and you squint at it sideways, it almost looks like an SBOM already. So our phase one pitch was like, let us prototype something that generates an SBOM based on the EDR data we already have. And that worked. And that's what I'm going to show you in the demo on the next slide here. And then as we built that, this year, we're like, you know, it's great to give end users SBOMs, but really they should come from the developers. And the reason we started down this path is because most software that you use today, most software does not come with an SBOM. Like a lot of the software does for back-end systems, but we're operating on Windows primarily. And it is very rare to find Windows software that comes with an SBOM. So that's why we want to give end users the ability to either generate their own SBOM for the software they use, or when vendors do provide the SBOM, sometimes it's wrong. So we can help users compare the ground truth of what the software they use versus what the vendor provides. But we also want to give that capability to developers, and that's what we're working on in phase two. So I'm going to demo the phase one work. Here, this is a Windows desktop. It has Process Explorer running in the background. Is this video going already? Do I have to click again? There it goes, I think. Okay, we're going to install a piece of software. This is PuTTY. This is a common SSH client. We're going to generate an SBOM for this software based on observing the software being installed. We don't know anything about it already. But before we install PuTTY, we first have to launch our EDR agent and our SBOM collection tool on the endpoint. This is sending data to Amazon. But it could be to your local environment. It could be anything. So we start our user mode service and a UI here that's going to collect the minimum elements that we need that we can't automatically get. And that includes like the analyst name, because it's hard to tell that from the software, but it's something that has to go into the SBOM. This is sending data to Amazon, but again, it can go locally or anywhere. So we're just going to type in the name of the software that we're installing, the version of the software that we're installing, and we also collect some of this where we can from the software being installed, the analyst name that's generating the SBOM, because that's a required field in the SBOM, and the type of SBOM you want. And again, this is a protobomb feature. Like, we can generate SBOMs because protobomb can generate SBOMs. And we start observation. And once we start observation, we assume everything that happens now is part of that install, and it's going to go into the SBOM. All the system changes that happen are going to go into the SBOM. And we watch what happens. All those files got written. Those files are immediately uploaded to the server where static analysis is done. All the features are extracted from that software, from those binaries that have to go into the SBOM. We're going to stop observation, and then the server is going to push down an SBOM that's generated based on the data that was uploaded from the endpoint. And the video goes a little bit more into the SBOM itself, but it's a regular SBOM, and you can import it into all the tools that we just saw. We don't have time to go more of the video. But I'm eager to help people generate SBOMs when they need them. And some customers care more about SBOMs, some care less. But we can help people, anybody who uses software, we can help you generate SBOMs. So I can't take your questions. I can take your questions. Please, be nice.
So one of the challenges for binary analysis is, mapping to known signals. So can you tell us a little about the back-end database that's supporting your binary analysis generation?
The thing is, we don't actually have to map anything. The SBOM describes the software. We're not trying to build the VEX parts or any of that. All we're doing is describing the software, generating the SBOM, and then the tool goes on to the other systems that all the other companies are building. Our whole output is just the SBOM.
So if the application that I'm installing is using cryptolib.old instead of cryptolib.new,
that's right.
How do you determine, because it's from a binary unpacker, how do you determine the version for something like that?
We extract the version via static analysis, and we report in the SBOM, it's this version. We don't necessarily know on our side that version is bad, but the other companies, they have the databases. So our spot in the pipeline is generating the SBOM, and the SBOM goes on to be analyzed elsewhere. We're not analyzing the SBOM at all.
Okay. So since the tool is kind of real-time, you can deploy it and then generate the SBOM.
Yeah.
Have you noticed any feedback from your customer or from your testing about performance as this is going on?
The performance is not too bad, but it's kind of a one-time thing. You're not spending every day, every hour generating new SBOMs. It's kind of a special mode of our software that we run to do the analysis. So I don't know, you saw for Putty it took, 15 seconds. But that's like a one-time build. The next version is going to be really cool because it's observing Visual Studio and the Microsoft Build tool chain. So anybody who's building software on Windows, the developer can use our software then to generate the SBOM. And then again, that's a one-time per build. So we don't care so much about performance. Sorry to answer your question that way, but we don't care.
Can you talk a little bit about like the user journey? Obviously, you're pointing at a non-developer, end user. They can generate an SBOM. What do they do with it after that, and why does that matter?
Yeah, one of the trickiest things about this whole thing is that users that our customers are the ER customers. They don't care so much about SBOMs. It's almost been like shoving SBOM down their throat. Please use this plugin. Like we give it to you for free, and they still are not too interested. There has been a couple scenarios lately. We were talking to a company in the telecommunications industry. They're like, we're applying for this government contract. The government says we have to have SBOM. This is a story for you, Alan. The government says we have to have SBOM. We don't really want to, but can we use your software that we're already using for endpoint visibility? Can we use that to generate SBOMs? So the only time we've had user journeys it's been rare users of this technology so far. Yeah.
Government really is annoying like that, isn't it?
It's giving us, a demand. So
so I'm thinking that most organizations that are going to be using this type of EDR product are going to have admin systems, right? You've got your security team, and so is this the sort of thing that you can integrate into your imaging model and your central administration of the endpoints, and then also. I know you come from a Microsoft background. You threw Linux on one slide. Can you talk about how this is integrating into my high-end machines as well?
Yeah, we have the Linux agent works the same way as Windows for our phase 1 and for our phase 2. We're not going after our Linux software yet, just because we're more used to the Windows world. But we have the same data from the Linux agents. I forgot your other question about integration. We don't have that yet. We have this standalone thing that can generate an SBOM, and it pops up in a Notepad document. And then the extent of the integration we have so far is just you save that JSON and you move it on to the next phase. But we don't have the integration stuff built yet. Okay, great. Thank you.